Hey, what's going on, guys? Jaxx here. Hey, today I'm at the Sipsey River Trailhead at the Bankhead National Forest, getting ready to go into the Sipsey Wilderness. I won't be doing this hike alone, though. Grape Nut will be joining me shortly. He's on his way. I'll be taking my Z-Pax Arc Blast. I know you guys seen me take this before, so I'm going to be taking it again. I'm not really going ultralight today. Actually, I got a bunch of gear that I need to try out. This is my first hike of 2016, and it's January 15th, so we're 15 days in, obviously. And so I got, like I said, I got plenty of gear that I want to try out. So I'm not real sure what my pack weighs. I know it's under 20 pounds. I know that for sure, but with food and fuel, so still relatively light, just not ultralight. Whatever ultralight means. I had that discussion with somebody before. But anyway, we'll see you on the trail, and when Grape Nut gets here, we'll see what he's packing. Alright, Grape Nut finally showed up.
That's right.
He's got a bunch of new gear he's trying out as well. He's got that, look at that sexy looking backpack he's got.
I've already had this on a couple times. So
yeah, well, I hadn't seen it before. That's the an Arc Blast, right?
That's right. And I had to get this color because he keeps buying stuff the same color as me, and I don't want people thinking we're twins.
Right on.
We're yin and yang, not yin and yang or yang and yang, right?
Yeah, and I see you got some new hiking poles, Black Diamond.
I'm digging those.
Hiking poles, they weigh like 0 ounces.
Yep, I got roached on those, I'm not going to lie.
Who roached you on them?
Oh, let's see, MC. Yep, MC told me about my REI discount and whole 9 yards, and how these are like $1 million until you join REI and get them on sale. Then they're reasonable, so
right on.
So I like them.
All right, so we're headed to the trailhead right there, and we'll talk to you on the trail. We don't know if we're doing 2 miles or 10 miles. We'll just see where we find a good campsite. Oyster mushrooms, very good. I taught you well, huh?
Well, let's eat it.
Nice. All right, what's up, guys? If you watch my videos before, you've probably recognized this scenery. And yep, we're at this one of our favorite camp spots here. We decided we're going to stay here tonight, have like a 0 day, get up tomorrow, and pound out some miles. So we're gonna set up our hammocks and tell some lies. Alright, we got camp set up, and let me show you our setups here, because I know some of you are interested in it. I'm sporting the war bonnet, Blackbird. It is not the XLC. In partial porch mode right now with the Z-Pax Cuban fiber tarp there. Joe has the airship thing, and yeah, I bet you're looking at it right now going, what the heck? But basically, Joe, you want to tell them about this airship that you got here?
I mean, I've described it in some videos before.
Yeah, but in case we got new subscribers all the time, man. So
so this is all integrated, all in one. The hammock and all that stuff is all running off the same suspension. The hammock, the sock, the porch for the tarp, and there's a seep in there. And hang on a second, I'll put this down. So basically, this goes up really fast. At the end of a long day hiking and whatnot, you can just chuck this up, and it's great when it's windy. And so there's the tarp part. This is argon. Okay. You see the hammock on the inside. I've already got my underquilt and the top quilt and all that stuff in there. The back part of this, if you look closely, is the same material that it's E-vent. Okay, it's some of the high-speed, waterproof jackets made out of, so it breathes. Breathing is important. So between that and the argon, you probably gain about 10 degrees, and it breathes because condensation is an issue.
So let me ask you this: have you made a video on explaining all this already?
I didn't make a video explaining it, but I talked about it briefly in one video before. I usually like to say how we are staying warm. So the sock, people are familiar with winter socks, that keeps your your warm air inside. You can regulate how much. So Sunday or Saturday night is supposed to get down to about 25. I'll open this even a little bit more. And then the seat, and then you see that as I lay in there, I'm still going to have the advantage of the wind, not robbing, kind of like an underquilt protector, and then also helping retain some heat. May not go down that far, but
gotcha. All right. So if any of you guys want to know anything more about this setup right here, shoot me a message, and I'll get you in touch with Joe. I'm sure he would be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Absolutely. Great.
Yep. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to answer your questions, because I've been trying to get him to make me one, him or hanging out. Hanging out, I still
hanging out
want it.
Hanging out made this one.
Yeah, hanging out. I'm sorry, hanging out did make this one, but you made one similar, just like it pretty much, but you brought hanging outs.
So anyone that's going to devote any time to this, if you want to make your own, the number one consideration is condensation. So if you're not using breathable materials, this, for example, is not breathable. I'll have to leave this away from my face tonight and keep it pulled out, because a lot of people, they go, oh, it's going to get cold. I'm going to collapse it in and go into some kind of a storm mode. You're just going to create problems. It's going to be snowing in there, So
check.
Just so you know, if you're going to make one or design it, try to find materials that breathe. And again, on the back part, the most expensive part of this entire thing is that one piece of fabric on the back that breathes and is waterproof. So that's it.
All right, rock on. All right, so there you have it. The hanging out special, the airship. I don't know who come up with that name. It was hanging.
He and Medicine Man.
All right, him and Medicine Man came up with this system. Again, War Bonnet, and we'll talk to you in a little while. Yeah, right now we're just kind of walking around, scouting out for some firewood, see if we can find anything dry. This has been raining, obviously, all day. Right. So I guess we just found our water source. Normally we have to go, we're on this ridge, and normally we have to walk down the ridge and get water from the creek, but we had all this rain, so this is going to make it easy. I mean, we're 25-30 yards from our hammocks, so this will be great. And right there, it's a little waterfall that goes over. We came from that way. And just right around this corner right there is where we're hanging at. So some of you guys have asked me before how I collect my water, and I don't think I've ever showed the way I do it. I just kind of assumed that everybody did it the same way, but apparently they don't. But if you know, you can't, you're never gonna, it's gonna take you all day to fill up water by just dipping it in there. So I just use one of these little cups. You can get them at Walmart or any kind of store. It's just a little cup that sells mini cookies in it. I just take my water, dip it in there, and I just keep pouring it like that till it's filled up. And I mean, you can, this is a deep puddle, but you can get it in small puddles and scoop it out. Done it before. Works for me. I'm not saying it's the right way. It's just my method. Alright, I figured I'd share with you guys my new filter system I'm trying out. Basically what I normally do is I fill up this my dirty water and I just hook the Sawyer squeeze on it and I squeeze directly in to this bag. But as you can see, I bought a little fitting, a little connection that attaches to that, and I've added some tubing to that. And so now it's gravity fed. Also, I can tell you that I know Dutch over at Dutchware, he sells those connections. And I've just tied some string or some zinget onto here and just hang it. Beats squeezing or sucking. Alright, so here's a look at some of the gear that I was telling you about earlier that I'm trying out. The Jet Boil Minimo. Hadn't tested it in the field yet, but I'm looking forward to it. The Through Night headlamp. The weight is pretty heavy as compared to my other headlamp, but I might do reviews on these later, because there are some things that I want to talk about on this as far as batteries are concerned. And the Vivo Barefoot shoes, really light. I'm used to wearing Sanics, but I've switched over to these. Really liking them so far. And the new buff that I got here, which is basically, it's all attached. It's made by Buff. Let's see if I can throw it over here. It's got the neck warmer attached to a fleece, a polar fleece hoodie, and this part is sewn into it, and this can either go on your neck or up over your face. So yeah, that's just a few things. I got a couple more things in there, but that's just what's on top of my pack now. Alright, tonight's gourmet meal is bean bark stew. And it is delicious.
What's in it?
It's got it's a homemade recipe there that I made. It's got instant rice in there. It's got peas. It's got corn. It's got some bean bark, which is basically just pureed baked beans and dehydrated. It's got some spaghetti sauce that I dehydrated, or pizza sauce I'd call it. And I also added a little bit of dehydrated sauerkraut. And it is, I got a video on this.
You're gonna let me.
It's called bean bark stew.
You're gonna let me comfortably take
Yeah,
it.
sure.
You hold the camera for you? You got this.
I got this. Alright, looks
Delish.
awesome. Right, it's just about ready here. Been letting this go just for a little while, but it's got peas, it's got carrots, bean bark in there. There's some dehydrated shredded chicken in there, rice. What else? A sauerkraut, jalapeno. Yeah, dehydrated jalapenos. I think I covered everything. I got
bark.
yeah, the bean bark. Yep, spaghetti sauce, bean bark. There's some broccoli in there, green beans. I mean, this stew's got everything but the chicken sink. The chicken sink? I mean the kitchen sink.
You already said there was chicken in there.
Yeah, we ain't even had any bookers yet, and I'm already saying chicken sink, huh?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna bite your chin.
All right, well, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this. Bon appetit. So what you having, Joe?
Oh, hey. Well, I'm gonna have some Packet Gourmet pizza margarita wrap. And this stuff is good. You can either have it cold or hot. It's awesome for lunch because it's one of those, well, it only takes, to begin with, 2.5 ounces of water. So that's a winner. And you put it in there in the morning before you leave, and put it in your backpack, and when you stop for lunch, it's already ready. Or if you want to make it up while you're there, it doesn't take any time at all. Yeah, it says it's 15 minutes, but we've had this before. It's delicious. You know, a good tip for any of these, since they take such little water, when you first start eating them, you're not convinced that you have enough water in there. And so sometimes you overdo it a little bit. But if you bring along some of those powdered mashed potatoes, you can always make up for any of those mistakes. And I've got a bag of mashed potatoes in here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but yeah.
Rule of thumb for me is anytime I dehydrate any meal, I pour the stuff in there and just put enough water in there to cover it.
Right.
And then you can always add more later.
But that looks like it would take more than 2.5 ounces of water, but it just sucks it up, and it's very, very good. Pizza margarita wrap.
Yep.
Highly recommended.
Packet Gourmet. I hadn't done a video on it, but I've had it before, and I give it like an 8 out of 10.
I give it an 8 out of 10 on taste, and I'll get a 10 out of 10 if you couple the taste with the preparation. I've got some, some tortillas.
Right.
You gotta get your own tortillas. But
The bean bark stew is better, though. I will have to say that. Nah, negative.